It's time for Outdoor University with Charlie Ingram and Dirt King. Join nationally known outdoorsmen Charlie Ingram and Dirt King as they give you the inside tips on hunting. Whether you're after white-tailed deer, wild turkey, elk, or ducks and geese, Outdoor University can teach you all the fine points that will make you a better hunter. This is a nice buck just about anywhere. An 8-pointer, probably score 160 at least, and there are a lot more of them where we're hunting today, on the East Fork Ranch up in the northwest corner of Missouri, about an hour and a half north of Kansas City. The East Fork is all about big bucks. The management program here is aimed at growing them big, strong, and healthy, and the average Boone and Crockett score here has been over 150 for the last 5 years.
The video that we're going to show them within the boundaries of this show was shot last year. Obviously, this is turkey season, and deer season was back in October. When they see these, everybody will be able to recognize the quality of the animal. I mean, there's some 160-point 4-year-old deer here, and they've got a multitude of 150, 160s. And I'm frankly not going to tell you how big I think their biggest deer is because it sounds so stupid, but it's 200 way plus.
The hunters who come here usually see between 20 and 50 deer every day with antlers on at least half of them. Most of the bucks you'll pass on here would be keepers back home.
You've got bucks here ranging all the way from, I guess, 140 in mature bucks all the way to 240 probably, or 250 or 260. I mean, that buck right there this coming year is probably a 3.5, 4.5-year-old horn. Looks to me like next year that's going to be this much longer and this much longer and this much longer. It's going to score a lot.
Yeah. With our feeding program, we can grow bucks at a different rate than other people. We can get our 4-year-old bucks to a pretty good size, whereas it might take 5 to 6 years for some other people, just depending on the buck and the stress levels.
The East Fork is 1,000 acres of woods and pastures, perfect habitat for big deer and turkey. And remember, the buck that dropped these is a year older and a year larger now, and more than likely he's still out there. Birds over 20 pounds are not unusual here at the East Fork, and they occasionally get one close to 30. But you have to know where to look. Dustin is the ranch owner, and living here gives him a big advantage.
Dustin did exactly the right thing. First of all, he's accomplished in the woods. He knows about the place that he's at. So what did he do? He roosted a bird, figured out where he was going to sit, figured out where the cameraman was sitting. Now, obviously, you still have to make adjustments as the game progresses, but you should always at least get your game plan established. So Dustin did exactly the right thing, and he ended up with a very successful hunt.
We started out this morning just over this hill, had a couple birds came in behind us, and basically went the wrong way. So then we kept hunting and had a few more birds come in, but just nothing good enough to get a shot on.
It takes all morning to see the right bird in the right place and finally line up a shot.
And this bird started working about 11:45 or so, and didn't really gobble, but came in anyway, saw the decoy, came right in, and we put the hurt on him. That'll work. Pretty nice bird, pretty heavy bird. He's got pretty good spurs, not bad, pretty sharp. This is typically what we get here in northwest Missouri. We're hunting on East Fork Ranch.
What East Fork does, they grow humongous deer. Everything about their process is perfect. They've got genetics, food, that habitat, the whole 9 yards, and they guard it. So obviously, their asset, their big deer asset, is second to nobody. I'm predicting they're going to be at the world record, if not the world record. And their turkey hunting is just mind-boggling.
And we'll hunt with Dirt King on the East Fork Ranch in just a minute. But first, let's see how you can win top quality outdoor equipment
From the Outdoor University website.
We're turkey hunting at the East Fork Ranch near Albany, Missouri. The sun is just coming up, and our hunters are set up right next to a little bottom at the edge of thick woods, just the kind of place that turkey like to be early in the morning. Dirt King is guiding 3 hunters, his wife Connie, Erlene Mandrell, and Alice Polocheva, president of CZ USA. But you know what's bound to happen anytime you have 3 women in the same room or the same blind. One of them is gonna be on the phone.
Thank you, sweetie. I'm in a turkey blind, so I have to go. I love you. I'll call you later.
With that out of the way, the hunt can begin. They're using CZ shotguns, and there are turkey all around. The challenge is to bring one in close enough to shoot.
Purr is kind of a call that says, okay, baby, I'm ready. Come on in. You know, it's just a real chirp, chirp, chirp. I don't want to answer him every time he calls. I'll answer him about every 3rd gobble he makes. If you can ever get him to doing that and coming toward you, you're in good shape.
We've got birds. We've got them all over us. We've got mature gobblers, double gobbling, triple gobbling, strutting around, carrying on. We got jakes running up and down the road, flying up at each other, fighting. And I got Connie, Erlene, and Alice ready to go. By the way, this is Alice's time in the barrel. We've already had 7 or 8 birds up here. We're just not smart enough to kill them. But we got another one gobbling, but he's 3 or 4, maybe 500 yards. But we'll see if you can hear him. We're going to try to get him gobbling. May take an hour to get him over here. Here we go. These turkeys are responding really, really good. We got jakes running around, jumping up and down, spurring at each other just like they are really bad motor scooters. But then, lo and behold, what happens next? Uh-oh, 2 big boss gobblers coming down the road. I believe one of these is for Alice. That gobbler's chasing those jakes down the road. Look here, look over here, Alice. See him, he's chasing those gobblers. Gobbler's chasing mine.
He's huge.
Alice coming from the left. Take number 2.
I got him.
Okay.
Look at that beard.
Okay.
That was great. Did you see how big that turkey is? That's Jim's hanging.
He's down.
CZ USA does
Oh
it.
my God.
All right. Do not grab this bird. They're flopping like that. But if we're going to get out there, you hit him good enough. I'm not worried about him getting away. But we're going to ease out there, but do not grab him. I tell you it's okay.
Understand.
My goodness, look at this. You know, one of the joyful things about hunting is taking somebody for the first time. This is Alice's first turkey, and she did a magnificent job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's fantastic. Oh, I feel relieved, you know. I can still feel my heartbeat.
That is 2 successful hunts out of 2.
It's worth it. Thank you.
Tomorrow morning, we're gonna be right here and hope Mr. Gobbler comes strutting. We found all kinds of strut marks and stuff, and I'm gonna go show you some of those just in a second. And I think we'll really do well. What they do when it's really hot like it is now, here in April, they'll get under these cedar trees and you see feathers under there. They've been under there when it gets really hot, and then they'll pull back out here to strut. So they're gonna come through here tomorrow. We're ready to go.
From the Shooting Bench is brought to you by Mid-South Shooter's Supply.
Charles, it's really important. I guess the most important thing about accuracy is doing the same thing every time the same way. When you set your gun up, pistol, rifle, whatever, always practice with your trigger pull and your hold before you actually start firing. There's no point continuing to fire and fire and fire, jumping around. So what you do, first of all, you check her to make sure she's not loaded. Line her up, get everything comfortable just like you were shooting it for real. Get your grip right, get your index finger on the trigger right. I like mine in the joint, but that's a personal preference. Get on the target, take a deep breath, you got your hold right, grip right, got the trigger right in the joint. Squeeze it, don't pull it. Nothing to it, if you do it that way every time.
You know, another thing, David, is if you're shooting like a Gamo air rifle or even this muzzleloader, you got to do it that way. You got to squeeze it, because high-powered rifle, you can get away with that occasionally because the bullet goes out the barrel so fast. But follow through with this particular gun, this muzzleloader, this Thompson Center muzzleloader, is very important. Also with an air rifle, very important. Why? Because the bullet's moving slower. Therefore, the more reaction you got back here on the trigger when you jerk it, the more you're going to throw that barrel around to the right or left, or to the right, actually, if you're right-handed. And that's the reason you really got to do it. You can get away with it a little bit on a high-powered rifle, but not on one of these.
Another important part about this entire scenario is, if you're shooting an air rifle, remember, they have reverse recoil. In other words, when that piston falls forward, it actually lunges the muzzle forward. Gas-operated and/or shotgun, rifle, pistol using a cartridge has reverse recoil. So you get a scope based on what kind of firearm you're shooting, or air gun. Air guns, remember, always are forward. You need to use an air gun scope. Rings and bases, in my opinion, they're absolutely as important as any other part of the whole plan, because if you hadn't got good connection between the scope and the firearm or air rifle, you don't have anything. You're just out there flinging around in the air. You cannot do it. You've got to be consistent every time. Always check before you re-zero your rifle every year to make sure that the screws on the bases and rings are tightened the same.
And there you have it, from the shooting bench on Outdoor University.
Outdoor University sponsors are giving away some great outdoor gear on the Outdoor University website. Go to outdooruniversity.tv and click on Gear Giveaway. You just might get a valuable gift from one of the many fine sponsors who bring you Outdoor University.
They know the turkey are out there, down a hollow and across a little creek. But Charlie and Alice need to do some convincing before the toms will move in.
One of the easiest calls to learn how to work is the glass or the slate call. I always start off on the slate first, because you do so much with it. You purr with it, or you can yelp with it. This is called a yelp, see, where you just...
When you want to really call a turkey, you got to use the color, and the color comes from the percussion. The percussion comes from striking that paddle or stroking that glass, stroking that slate. You can do it with a mouth call, but it takes a long time and a lot of presence. You've got to understand exactly what you're trying to do. The cadence and the percussion is what drives the turkey call. Never overblow, just blow enough to make them interested, but you cannot turn them loose. Use enough call to keep them coming to you.
See, a turkey hears at a much higher volume than we do. So even though that doesn't sound loud to you, it's really, really loud. It's kind of sexy sounding, right?
Charlie said that last call was kind of sexy sounding. Those were his exact words. Charlie's been in the woods for quite a while. But sometimes they don't come in for even the most experienced caller. Remember, this is a bird that can see you move one finger from 100 yards away.
That soft gun, he's stuck all the way around us. He's out there strutting the decoys. He's not going anywhere for a minute. Let's just watch him. Put on a show. Look at him, he's just strutting and drumming. Nothing like it. He's got a nice beard too. I can't see the spurs, the grass is too tall. There we go. Yep. You know, if I hadn't been in this blind, that turkey might have seen me, because he had to come within probably 10 steps of me this morning. I thought he was coming right here, and I just turned around and looked, and lo and behold, there he was right there. I mean, right out there in the decoys. That's one reason, if it's legal in your state to have decoys, it really helps, because you normally can pull those turkey to wherever you need them for the shot. It worked real good this morning, I guarantee you. Let's go out there and check him out. Boy, that's what I call hunting in style right there, like hunting in a living room. Boy, that's a big bird there.
But two of our hunters are still looking for their birds. We'll watch them take their shots right after this.
We're hunting Missouri turkey on the East Fork Ranch with Dirt King and Charlie Ingram. Dirt is guiding 3 hunters, his wife Connie, Earlene Mandrell, and Alice Polochiba from CZ USA. Alice got one yesterday.
Mission accomplished.
Earlene and Connie are still looking, but they don't have to wait very long.
But this old bird's coming up through the woods here, Earlene. You're gonna have to watch him down through here.
Okay.
He's coming right at us, but when he gets up here, I'm gonna call just a little bit. When he shoves his head up, and we'll try to get him to strut, but when he shoves his head up, you get him. He's coming right through here. All right, I'm coming out with him.
I got these trees in my way.
I know it. Here we go. All right. That's good.
I can't tell. I can't tell if he fell. He went over there. He went over here.
So Earlene harvested her bird, and now it's Connie's turn. Yeah, baby, yeah. Come to me. Come to me, baby. Be mine tonight. When they come down the other side, I'm gonna call. When they stick their head up, you shoot first, I'll shoot just as you shoot. I'm gonna go 1, 2, pow. Here we go. Hey, baby, doing it. 1, 2. Mm-hmm. Is that the first time you killed 2 at a time? That was pretty good, darling.
That is pretty rare. 2 kills by 2 hunters in the same blind at the same time.
So from old Dirt's perspective, when you see these 3 girls, you see them jumping around and having such a big time. This is the whole plan, boys. When you get the opportunity to take 3 lovely ladies turkey hunting, then they all get to kill one. It doesn't get any better than this. Well, Miss Connie, we're gonna tag them. I tell you what, I'd even eat a chili dog right now.
I want to thank Dustin Whirl with East Fork Ranch here in Albany, Missouri, for having us on this great turkey hunt. This is a giant turkey, but if you think the turkeys are big here, wait till you see the white-tailed deer. We look forward to seeing you right here next week.
See y'all later. Okay, Connie, you can get us out of here.
Okay. I don't know, but I've been told. Alex got a turkey, it was really old. It has a big beard and great long spurs.
Yeah.
I think her turkey is better than yours.